What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another end of the month ranking. So I'm very excited to talk about these. These are every single films that I saw in the month of February 2025, all 8 movies. So yeah, I'm very excited to talk about these. February was a pretty good month. January was actually surprisingly a really good month despite some stinkers, but we've had some really good ones this month. Only really one stinker, so that's always a plus. So if you guys love these ranking videos, physical media content, watch alongs, movie reviews, all that good stuff, hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell right next to it so you never miss a post. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. Anyways, guys, let's get to the ranking. But before we actually get into the ranking, there are 3 new releases that I did see this month, but they were January releases, so I'm not going to be able to include them on this list, but I do want to mention them for you guys. Not in any particular order, but I do want to mention them for you. So the first one I want to talk about that I did watch in February that was a January release was One of Them Days. This is a comedy starring Keke Palmer and SZA, and I had heard really good things about this film when it was coming out, and I heard it was funny, so I decided to go and check it out just on a whim when it hit digital, and I really enjoyed it. Thought it was funny. Definitely feels played out and safe and definitely predictable at times, but it is a really funny movie, so I definitely do recommend this one if you guys like Keke Palmer and SZA, if you're a fan of her, so check it out if you get a chance. It's a fun movie. Next one on the list that I did watch in February that was a January movie is Presence. This is the latest film from Steven Soderbergh. It's basically a ghost story told in a first-person point of view. It was not very good in my opinion. I really wanted to enjoy this movie, but I thought it was incredibly boring for most of it until like the last 15 minutes. There's some good performances there and it's shot well. And like I said, the last 15 minutes are absolutely amazing. But the rest of the film really failed to live up to those last 15 minutes because I don't know what they were doing with that, but I don't know. It wasn't that good. But if you guys like this movie, that's fine. But was not for me. But the last one I wanted to talk about, and it crushes me that I can't include this one on this list because this would be the easy number 1 for me because right now it is my favorite film of the year, and that is Better Man. Now, I have become a huge fan of Robbie Williams as of recently. I've been really getting into his music, and after watching this film, like, as for someone who did not know like a lot about his story, I felt like I learned a lot more about him as a person watching this movie than I did for most recent musical biopics like Bob Marley, One Love, or Back to Black. Didn't really learn much about the particular artists, but with this one, I felt like I learned a lot about Robbie Williams and learning how much of an asshole he was in real life before he decided to stop at those antics. And it was a great movie, and I love that he was played by a CGI monkey. It made the film more unique, in my opinion. So if you guys get a chance to see Better Man, please do so. It's a really good movie. But anyways, wanted to mention those 3 really quick before we got into the list. But now, for real, let's get started. All right, so coming in last place, the worst film I saw in February 2025, Kinda Pregnant. I don't really feel like I really need to go into any detail on why this is the worst film I saw in February, and so far, this is the worst film I've seen this year. So, number 7 might get me some heat in the comments, but I don't know. I didn't really care for this one all that much. I thought this was just a frustrating movie. Number 7 is Captain America: Brave New World, the first MCU film we got this year. Now, look, I thought this film was okay. Like, it's not a good film, it's not a great film, it's not an awful film, but for what this film should have been, which is a 4th Captain America film and a follow-up to Falcon and Winter Soldier, just came off as a sequel to The Incredible Hulk to me, and that was not the film I wanted to see. I mean, Harrison Ford was good as Thaddeus Ross, and I liked the stuff they did with Red Hulk, which was cool. And, I love Anthony Mackie in this, for sure. I mean, and there are some good action sequences. There are some good ones, but most of the action sequences weren't really all that impressive to me, except for a few of them that I thought were pretty well done. But I don't know, man. I couldn't really vibe with this one. It's okay, but I hated the way they handled the main villain of the film. I really wish they didn't underutilize Red Hulk, and I felt like they really, really underdeveloped the characters, especially Sam, which felt weird because this is his standalone film. So, I don't know. There was a lot of things that really frustrated me about this movie, but in the end, though, it's okay. It's definitely bottom 5 MCU for me, but I don't know. If you guys enjoy this movie, that's fine. Please don't come at me in the comments. I just did not really like this one all that much. Coming in at number 6. Now, you guys would think this would be lower. No. Because out of all of because let me get this clear. 8 is awful. 7 I thought was just okay. This one is okay, but I could actually see myself putting this on in the background to kill some time. But it still doesn't hide the fact this is not a very good movie. Number 6 is Love Hurts. Honestly, so far, the biggest disappointment of the entire year. I love Ke Huy Quan. He did a great job in the film, and I thought the action sequences were really fun to watch, and they were really well filmed too, and had some really cool camera techniques. And there was a couple laughs in there for sure. I mean, I actually thought Ariana DeBose was fine in the movie. Like, she actually looked like she was having way more fun than most people on set besides Ke Huy Quan. But this film just felt so jumbled, and it just felt so crammed. Like, there was way too much going on for an hour and 23-minute movie. I don't know. Most of the other performances I didn't think were very good. And I don't know, man. This was another kind of frustrating movie to sit through. Like, the only reason why I would actually watch this one again is for Ke Huy Quan and the action sequences. But overall, man, this one was really disappointing. Coming in at number 5, the most recent one I watched on this list is Last Breath. Now, when I first saw the trailer for this film, I actually thought this looked pretty interesting. It was a true story, which caught my attention because this seemed like a pretty intense true story, something on the line of like Deepwater Horizon or Patriots Day. It seemed like on that kind of vein, and it was a really intense movie. It's not a perfect film. Like, I do think it takes a little while to get going, and I think that at times I felt like our main 3 guys felt a little underdeveloped in my opinion. But other than that, though, this is a really intense film with really good performances, beautiful cinematography, especially when you get to the underwater sequences. It's very intense. It's very well edited. And, yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. If you guys are looking for a movie to go see in the theaters right now, please go see this one. This is a movie I actually do think should be seen in a movie theater for the cinematography and the sound design. Like, my God, dude, the sound in this film was incredible. But yeah, I would recommend seeing this movie in a theater. Coming in at number 4 is another streaming movie, but this is so far the second best streaming movie I've seen this year, only behind Wallace and Gromit. That is The Gorge. This movie proves why I love Scott Derrickson as a filmmaker. He is absolutely one of my favorite filmmakers working today, and this movie proves it. You got great chemistry here with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. You also got a great performance in here from Sigourney Weaver. You got a great blend of sci-fi, action, horror, and romance. A great blend of all 4 of those genres I felt like really came together. And I wish I got to review this movie, but I don't know, just time got away from me. But I still really, really enjoyed this film. I mean, at times it felt kind of slow in certain parts, and I don't really necessarily love the way that everything wrapped up with it. But I still really enjoyed this movie, and I do want to see more stuff from Scott Derrickson. It makes me more excited for Black Phone 2. But the main reason is that this movie just proves why I love Scott Derrickson as a director. Coming in at number 3, this one seems to be pretty divisive amongst my friend group, but luckily I'm on the island that really, really enjoyed this movie. Number 3 is Hard Eyes. Like, now look, call me a horror slasher shill all you want, but slashers, when it comes to horror films, are my bread and butter. And I felt like this film did a really good job of like actually like capturing the slasher tropes, also while adding in a romantic comedy skin to it, which I actually thought was a really cool way to do a movie like this. You know, have a masked killer with heart eyes killing couples on Valentine's Day, which I thought was a really unique concept, and I think for the most part they did a really good job with it. Humor in the first act was honestly a little iffy for me, but as the film progressed, I actually think the humor was actually getting stronger, for me at least, and I was pretty disappointed in the overall reveals and identities of the killers, but it's kind of something I kind of come to expect in modern slashers nowadays. This movie is not on the level of Thanksgiving, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun with this movie. I had a lot of fun watching Hard Eyes. It's got some really good kills, some really good performances from our two leads. I mean, sure. The acting may not be all that great, but I mean, hey, it's something that you should expect from a modern slasher. The acting is not going to be all that amazing, but hey, Christopher Landon and Josh Rubin know the tropes of slashers, so I felt like they really got a grip with this one. I think they did it really well. So, you guys missed Hard Eyes and it's still playing in your local theater, I'd recommend it. It's a good time. Coming in at number 2, I have Paddington in Peru. Now, this is the weakest of the 3 Paddington films, but my God, dude, this movie was so charming. Like, I remember when I was watching this in the theater, like, I was like, wow, dude, this is a great family trilogy. I mean, I will say there was like a twist involved with this film that I really did not think really made any sense at all, to be completely honest with you. But overall, the antics that Paddington does in this film, I think, are all funny. I mean, he's a charming little bear. The performances were all really solid. It's a really well shot film. Like, I love how they made like the look of Peru in the film. The production design is great. It's a really funny movie. It's a really sweet movie. Like, if you guys want a film to take, your kids to, this is the film right here that I would recommend, is this movie. Even though Dogman was good, if you guys want to take your kids to Dogman, cool. But if you really want one where you and your kids can enjoy this film, if you have kids, can enjoy a film where if you have kids is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I keep messing up. I would definitely say take them to see Paddington in Peru. But my number 1, my favorite film of February 2025. Now, you guys thought my pick for Wolfman being at number 2 last month was pretty controversial. Well, this one I think is actually going to be even more divisive than Wolfman. My number 1 of February 2025 is The Monkey. Yeah, I know. I am ready for people to roast me in the comments for this, but I absolutely love The Monkey. Like, to me, this is my kind of horror comedy. Like, a movie that knows that its concept is incredibly silly, but they have fun with it. Like, the movie has fun with it, and I think it is really funny. It is absolutely hilarious. Like, I really love Osgood Perkins' really sick sense of humor. It's a beautifully shot film. I mean, the kills are absolutely bloody and hilarious. I mean, the point of the gore in this film is to make you laugh, and that film really achieved its job very well. At times, I think the third act really started to dwindle a little bit for me. But you know what? I still remembered how good the rest of the film was, that it didn't really make it be like, oh my God, I love this, to making me go like, oh my God, I hate what I'm seeing. Like, it was the third act was the weakest part of the film, but it did make me flat out hate this movie. I mean, I think Theo James was really good in this film. Christian Convery plays as the younger versions of the twin brothers, and he did a fantastic job playing both parts. Tatiana Maslany as the mother was really good. And also, the kid that played as Theo James' son in the film, I thought also did a pretty good job. Elijah Wood is also in this film as a pretty much nobody character, but I thought he was really good in this one. So, I'm just going to be there for anything that Osgood Perkins does now, because I loved Longlegs and I love The Monkey. I didn't love this one as much as Longlegs, but I could see myself rewatching this one more than Longlegs, and I cannot wait for his next film, Keeper. So that is my ranking of all 8 films I saw in February 2025. What is your guys' ranking? Let me know down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button once again and that notification bar right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. Anyways, guys, that's it for me tonight. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.